Hello everyone, welcome to third lecture of first year BSc Mathematics. This lecture is exclusively made for first year BSc Mathematics student of BK Birla College, Kalyan. So in this lecture, today's lecture, I will be proving some of the algebraic properties of real number. The theorems or the small result which I will be proving are very trivial, or might you may feel that those results you have used ample number of times in your day to day calculus or in your day to day mathematics. So sometimes you may feel that they are very trivial, but we will try to show you how they have been derived, or how they are true statements. So my target for this today's lecture is to prove some of the algebraic properties of real number. To prove some of the algebraic properties of real number, I need to recall few results of calculus. Those, that is, the additive identity is a unique, additive inverse is unique, multiplicative identity is unique, multiplicative inverse is unique. So in a preceding lecture, we have already proved this all four results. Now we will be using those results to prove our upcoming results. So let me recall what we have done so far. We have proved that additive identity is unique. Similarly, we have proved that additive inverse is unique. Multiplicative identity. So here, what is additive identity? 0 is additive identity, right? And what is additive inverse? If x plus y is equal to 0, that means x is called as a additive inverse of y, or y is called as additive inverse of x, vice versa. And in that case, what is the additive inverse of x? The additive inverse of x is minus y. So let me write down that in details. So if a belongs to R, then minus a is called as additive inverse of a, right? So this is going to be very important statement, maybe very trivial for you all, but this statement I will be using number of times in upcoming results. Similarly, fourth, multiplicative identity is unique. Is unique. And what is multiplicative identity? 1 is multiplicative identity, right? You remembered, so I'm not writing that. And fifth property, so for any a not equal to 0, a inverse exists and it is unique, right? So we know that a into a inverse is always 1. So in this case, the choice for inverse, if a is a number, then inverse is here. For a number, it is 1 by a. That's fine. But we will be saying a inverse. So remember that this a is called as the inverse of a inverse, or some people also call it as this a inverse is inverse of a. So A is called as A inverse, or A inverse is called as inverse of A, vice versa. That's true, right? So we have proved multiplicative identity is unique and multiplicative inverse is unique. So these are the maybe third one. What was? Yeah. So you please remember that if a for this, when I say for any a not equal to 0, that means by default it is a real number. So if a is a number, then its inverse is a inverse. So let me change the symbol. If x is a number which is non-zero, then x inverse is denoted by x inverse, like this. There is a notation to represent the inverse. Let me go ahead. So the properties, algebraic properties of real numbers. So the first algebraic property of real number is, so before this first writing first, let me write down. If a comma b comma c, these are the real numbers, then prove the following. Prove the following. So number one, minus of minus a is same as a. Second one, a inverse of inverse is a. Third one, minus 0 is same as 0. Fourth one, 1 inverse is same as 1. So these properties are not difficult, they are simple. Seems to be very simple, they are very trivial. You must be wondering this you have done already in the day-to-day school calculations or in your college. Seems to be very simple, but we will actually prove that how mathematically they are too. So how a calculus is used, how the analysis that real number, those 1 to 9 properties of real numbers, they with the help of those 1 to 9 properties we will prove all these results. Okay. So the first I need to prove that minus of minus a is equal to a. Proof to first. So for any a belongs to R, we know that a plus minus a is always 0, right? So this would imply a is additive inverse of minus a, right? But now what is additive inverse of minus a for any real number? Let me go to the property, that number 3 which I have wrote. So if I have any real number a, then its additive inverse is minus a. Now let me come here. So if minus a is a real number, then what is its additive inverse? So the answer to this is minus of minus a. So since minus a belongs to R, that would imply minus of minus a is additive inverse of minus a, because again I want to show you, because for any real number minus of that is its additive inverse. So now here what is my real number? Minus a is a real number. So minus a ka real number ka minus of minus a is going to be its additive inverse. Now Let me call this as 1. First वाले को 1 बोलते हैं and this is second. The statement 1 says A is the additive inverse of minus A, and statement 2 says that minus of minus A is additive inverse of minus A. Now we got a two additive inverse of minus A. One is A, and the second is minus of minus A. Both are the additive inverse of minus A. But we know that whenever additive inverse exists, then it is unique. So that property I must use. But additive inverse is always unique. Is always unique. So this would imply, so if it is unique, that means this A and minus of minus A must be equal. So this would imply A is equal to minus of minus A. This completes the proof number 1. Now let me go to the second proof. Second property, I had, how many properties I had? Second one. So this first I have done. Now let me go to the second one. A inverse of inverse is equal to A. So same argument I will be using again. Now second, prove that A inverse of inverse is A. I forgot to mention here, so when I say inverse of inverse, I must say that A must be non-zero. Otherwise, we cannot talk about the inverse in a real number. So here note that I should say here where A is non-zero, because the inverse in a real number exists only for the non-zero numbers. Okay, so A inverse of inverse is equal to A, that I need to do. So let's prove this. So since A is not equal to 0, so this would imply A inverse exists, and A into A inverse is equal to identity. Right. So what does this imply? This would imply A is inverse of A inverse. Right. A is the inverse of A to the power minus 1. Now I'll say A to the power minus 1. Now you are again now see, since A is non-zero, that would imply A to 1 by A, which is A to the power minus 1, is also non-zero. And when A to the power minus A is non-zero, that would imply A to the power minus 1 has inverse. Right. So now this is my basically a number. A to the power minus 1 is my number, and I'm going to say that it has an inverse. So remember, if x is any real number and if x is non-zero, then inverse of x is nothing but x to the power minus 1. Now here A inverse A to the power minus 1 is a number, so it has an inverse, so that would imply A to the power minus 1 to the power minus 1 is inverse of A to the power minus 1, because if x is a non-zero real number, then x to the power minus 1 is a inverse of x. Now here my x is nothing but A to the power minus 1. So I will say that A to the power minus 1 to the power minus 1 is inverse of A inverse, A to the power minus 1. Now you can just call this as 1, this as 2, and you can see that A is inverse of A to the power minus 1, and A to the power minus 1 to the power minus 1 is inverse of A to the power 1 minus 1. So A to the power minus 1 has two inverses. One is A, and the second one is A to the power minus 1 to the power minus 1. But whenever inverse exists, it is always unique. So I will say that, but inverse of an real number, I will say non-zero real number, is unique. So by uniqueness, I can say that a is must be equal to a to the power minus 1 to the power minus 1. This completes the second property. So let me come to the again. This I have complete with the second property also. Now let me go to the third property. Minus 0 is same as 0. So we know that 0 plus 0 is always 0. Right? What does this mean? This would imply 0 is additive inverse of 0. Right? So if you remember in a very first time here I said if x plus y is equal to 0, then x is the inverse of y and y is the inverse of x, vice versa. On the same line, when I say 0 plus 0 is 0, that means 0 is additive inverse of 0. Also we know that minus 0 is an additive inverse of 0. So 0 has a two additive inverse. One is 0 itself and minus 0 is also an additive inverse of 0. So again by uniqueness property, by uniqueness property, we can say that 0 is same as minus 0. Property number 4, I have to prove that 1 inverse same as 1. So 1 is not equal to 0, right? So that would imply 1 into 1 inverse is always 1. Right? So what does this mean? This means that 1 is multiplicative inverse of 1. Also 1 dot 1 is equal to 1. So this would imply 1 is multiplicative inverse of 1. But whenever by uniqueness of inverse, I can say that 1 inverse is same as 1. Let me see. I should say here 1 inverse is a multiplicative inverse of 1 and 1 is multiplicative inverse of 1. So that would imply 1 inverse is same as 1. So we have proved these 4 properties of real numbers. Now let me go ahead and there are a few more properties. So property number 5, prove that a dot 0 is same as 0, which is same as 0 dot a. Right. So let me prove this proof. So we know that 0 is same as 0 plus 0. So now what I'll do, I'll multiply this equation by a, which is a real number. So a dot 0 is same as a dot 0 plus 0. That would imply A dot 0 is equal to, now there is a distributive property. If you remembered, we had a 9 properties. So 9 number property was a distributive property. So that A will distribute over the addition, right? So by distributive property. So I'm not writing now that. By distributive property of a real number. Let me number this as 1. Also, we know that instead of writing ISO, we know that we will say that A into 0 A into 0 plus 0 is same as A dot 0. The reason is, since 0 is additive identity, right? So let's number this as 2. From 1 and 2, I can say that from 1 and 2, actually I should have written A dot 0 is same as A dot 0 plus 0. That doesn't matter, fine. So from 1 and 2, I can say that this and this both are equal. So from 1 and 2, we can say that A dot 0 plus 0 is same as A dot 0 plus A dot 0. Have I written? Yeah, that's correct. So in a real number over the addition, cancellation law holds, so we can cancel out this two, A dot 0 and A dot 0. So what I'll get is 0 is equal to A dot 0, or I can say that A dot 0 is same as 0. The reason is cancellation law holds in R. So you can cancel out. So you got A dot 0 is same as 0. Now you may ask the question, I have proved that A dot 0 is same as 0. Similarly, you can prove that 0 dot A is same as 0. So that time you have to multiply by, now here I have multiplied A by left hand side. Now this side you have to multiply by the right hand side. So you will get the 0 is equal to 0 dot A. So I am keeping this as an exercise. So I am not proving this. Okay. So property number 6. Prove that minus A B is same as minus of AB, which is same as A times minus B. So proof. So let me consider now one addition, minus A B plus A times B. Let me consider this. So now you may wonder why I have considered suddenly this. So we'll answer shortly. So if I consider this, then I can take A B is a distributive. I can see that. So I can take that B outside. So by distributive property, I'm not writing property word, so please assume that it is true. Minus A plus A is same as 0 times B, because minus A is additive inverse of A, and 0 dot B is same as 0 by your property number. Which property it was? Because just now we have proved property number 5. So by property 5. because in property 5 we have proved that a dot 0 is same as 0. So here 0 dot b is same as 0. So what I got is as follows. I got minus a plus b, sorry, minus ab plus ab is equal to 0. This is what I got. So what does this mean? This means that minus this ab, this means that ab is additive inverse of minus ab, or I can say that vice versa, minus a times b is an additive inverse of ab. So let me use that. So this would imply minus a times b is an additive inverse of AB. But we already know the additive inverse of AB. So what is additive inverse of AB? Minus of AB is additive inverse of AB. But minus of AB is an additive inverse of AB. So we got two additive inverse of AB. One is minus AB and another one is minus bracket AB. But uniqueness says that by uniqueness property of inverse, what I'll get is as follows. I'll get minus a times b is same as minus of ab. Right? I hope this is clear. Yeah. So which completes the first part of the proof. Which part? So I have to prove this. So I have proved this part. So on the same line, I can expect that you to prove this. And now you can guess what you will consider now. Now that time you will consider a times minus b in bracket plus ab. You will start with that and then a will be taken outside from the left hand side, and you will have b minus b, and then that will go to 0. So finally you will get 0. So you will get a times minus of b, a times bracket mein minus b plus ab is equal to 0. And on the same argument, I don't feel that it is difficult to argue that minus AB is same as A times minus B. So that will be your second part. And from both the part, you can say that this all the three numbers are equal. So I'm writing, it's an homework. So you have to prove that A times minus B is equal to minus AB. Right? So this homework, so let me call this as 1. This we called as 2. So from 1 and 2, we can say that minus AB is same as minus AB, which is same as A times minus B. So which completes the property number 6. We have few more properties. That properties we will study in upcoming lectures. So maybe uh, I am again saying that this property you may feel that they are very simple, sir. What's so special in that? But I want you to realize the importance of uniqueness of a inverse, important of uniqueness of a additive identity. These are the small sort of properties which seems to be simple, but they gives a lot of message. They gives a very important message in a number system. So soon in upcoming lectures we will prove few more properties of real number. Thank you so much.